Hi, it's Brenda. Welcome to my channel, the Empress and the Sun Tarot. This is going to be a daily energy update, and then we are going to get into some card readings. So we would just like to thank everyone for joining us today, and then we will we're going to begin. We're going to use the Sacred Destiny deck by Denise Lynn, because she is one of our most favorite deck creators. We love her. Hello, Cat Goddess. Hi, Shirley. How are you doing today? We are, I don't know, Celia wants us to start doing afternoon lives, she said. So here we go. So we hope everyone is having a really great day. A little stuff in the sky happening. Venus is now back, at least direct. It's going to station direct, and then it'll start progressing. And Jupiter went retrograde today. So we just kind of traded. So we're still at 6 retrogrades. I am good. I got a little thing with my throat. I feel okay, but I just sound a little different. So, and Miss Shirley, how are you doing today? We are doing good. We were just gonna shuffle for a minute and then we'll get started. I got my blackberry lemonade, which is my current favorite. So he says she said, okay, we can begin. Initially she was like, wait. Now she's like, okay, now we're go. Apparently, not sure, but we're going with it. And surely, you know, all of those are part of the grieving process. I mean, but just know, Celia's like, no, there is no death. There really isn't. We transition from the non-physical, but even our pets, life is everlasting. So I know. Shirley, when else? Okay. Celia says, when else in your life have you felt like you had no control over the situation? And she said, we're just going to take a minute. So, but through this journey, I've realized that we have things that happen in our life. And if we don't take a look at it, it comes around in a bigger, harder cycle. Not necessarily a lesson, but we signed up for things when we came here. We signed up for, you know, certain contracts. Shirley, has anyone else in your life ever made you feel powerless? And Shirley, do you have your birth chart? We're just curious. Do you have your birth chart? Do you? Yeah. Shirley, do you have your birth chart? Do you know where your Chiron is? So he was like, do you know where your Chiron is? But unfortunately, like things like that happen in our childhood, and like those cause wounds in us that we have to figure out the whole rest of our life. We keep having those cycles repeat till we are able to put the pieces together. Do you know your birth time? Send me an email with that and let me look at your chart. She said an email, so we don't have it up here in the chat for anybody else to, you know. You know. She's like, you know. Yes. So, yes. I know that's like one of my specialties. Like literally this morning when I was doing, like, Dave reads my cards in the morning and I read his cards in the morning. And this morning I literally got the Chiron and the North Node card for me today. So, and my Chiron, I'll tell you, Shirley, is when I was young, Brenda Olson, or Brenda at brendaolson.net. Um, we'll try again. Second one, Shirley. You are welcome. But like, I started working on my Chiron literally in March of 21, and the happiness card came out there. And honestly, I took a class on it and I started working on it, and literally it wasn't 2 months, less than 2 months, and I'm probably like a month after I took the class, I met Dave. Like, it totally changed the direction of my life by looking into, it's this little K symbol on your chart. It's Chiron. Celia really says it is the key. Like, she's like, that is the key. Like, and honestly, Shirley, mine is in my third house. My sisters bullied me. I had a group of friends that bullied me. Yeah, but my Chiron is in my third house, which is about using my voice. So literally, and my North Node is second house of Aquarius, which is about helping the greater good of the community, and that second house is about the things we value. Oh, nope. All a learning lesson. So he says all a learning lesson. And it's all brought me to this thing. So you know what? Even those things that were really hard for me, and when I think back on those, they all brought me to right where I am. So even those hard things, like, I remember when I was really young, maybe like 7 or 8, my sisters teased me about being adopted, and I found out my 2 older sisters were actually, my dad adopted them. But they had teased me about it for years, and then when we were all grown up, then we found out. It was, it was quite something ironic that was just like, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to get into the general reading. She wanted us to apparently chat a little first. So everybody, welcome. Celia's in the house. Celia is here. So we are going to get into some, what is the general message for the day? Okay. The first card that came out is the card of stillness. And then we get the card of truth. And then we get the card of blessings. Are you ready for the blessings? And sometimes we don't understand why things happen. And the bottom of the deck is the love card. So we have learned through the journey that, like, literally, it takes you really seeing the blessings in all the things. Like, I was in a car accident. I hurt my elbow. It bothered me for years. I had to have surgery. Ended up having to change careers. But you know what? All of that happened to me put me on the path to find out I had a healing ability in my hands, which in turn has brought me here. So yeah, I never wished the bad on anybody. I was just, yeah, I mean, just, but sometimes, like with this truth, sometimes we have to step back and see it from a different position. Sometimes, I mean, and see the blessing in it. I had to realize that, that car accident, it made me really afraid to drive for a while. I was really afraid of getting rear-ended again. And then I had to, go back to school and learn a new career. I had to have therapy like 6 times on my arm, which is what put me into going to therapy, to find out that I had a gift in my hands that I would have never found out had not all of that happened. And surely Celia is saying you have a gift. Excuse me. Yeah, she's like, definitely you have a gift. And we're gonna crack the window a little bit because the sage is a little strong today. I was smudging when we began. So anyway, back to the general reading. So we have stillness, which is a time of, just that healing. Yeah. And surely you have definitely you have a gift, and now more than ever after helping Serenity, so he's like, the gift that you were able to do with her. And like, I don't always use yep, Shirley had that too. You want to know what that's from? Overgiven. People make you feel like you're not enough, and then we overgive. Honestly. Just speaking from experience. Celia says, I have been through a lot of stuff, so I can use all of that as a reference point. All of it's a reference point. And we attract that because we've had some relationship that made us feel not enough. And you want to know the honest truth of it all? You were just more than they could handle. But honestly, we have soul contracts with every person you interact with, every person you have a relationship with. Like, all those people you have a soul contract with to teach you a lesson. But even with me and Dave, like, we both are overgivers. So we both have awareness of that. Like, yes, there was a perfect example of yesterday. Me and David made an agreement, and then Dave wasn't following through on his part of the agreement. So you know what? I didn't follow through on my part of the agreement. Celia was like, we're not doing it. It's reciprocal. There's reciprocity, or we're not doing it. And that even goes for Dave. So, but like, And like, that's my number one thing, like that reciprocity in any relationship. If you have a friendship and it's not equal, it's not going to last that long. If it is, it's going to make you feel like not happy about it. So current energy is the Nine of Pentacles, which is finding your own fulfillment, feeling your own worth, knowing your own worth. And it could be about making some new money, because money's always a good thing to have coming in. As you're balanced and finding, that are you working on your financial stability by gaining your balance with your masculine, your feminine, having control of your emotions. That throat chakra really wants to be activated. Haven't been coughing. Okay. I'm going to take a minute. I'll be back. Okay, we're going to try again. Not sure what's going on with that throat activation. The foundation is the Four of Cups, and that's energy from the past that you're holding on to. So, what from the past do you need to let go of? Surely, we were talking earlier, stuff from your childhood, and sometimes we have to look at it as those people were in our lives to give us that wound. So, I mean, we literally signed up for those. We said, I would come in with a wound of using my voice and being able to have boundaries and stand up for myself. I have a lot easier time standing up for somebody else than I do for myself, which is crazy, but it is the truth. In the past, the wheel, it's about finding your balance. Have you been working on that? Have you been meditating? Because the wheel is turning. It is the beginning of a new cycle. That 10 goes back to a 1, and it is the beginning of a brand new cycle. So I think it's really offering you in this time right now, because with Jupiter being retrograde, that is about internal growth. And you know what? As you free yourself from this energy, this 4 and this 5 equals that 9 of Cups, which is, that personal fulfillment that can come as soon as you find your balance and just see see the clarity of why things happen. Like, I got fired from a job because I stood up for a patient, which was crazy. They fired me for being late to a job that didn't have a start time because they had no other reason to fire me. But I had stood up for a patient, and it was the right thing to do. And now I know that was part of my lessons. Help me to learn how to stand in my power, which is what this invitation is asking you to do. If you can decide to say, this thing happened to me, it really, really hurt me, but do you know what? Look what I got out of it. Yeah. But once, like, literally, now I demand reciprocity. Like, if not, see ya. Like, it's all about making a choice and how you see things, because that is your environment. You can stay in a hurt position, which, if surely, I know with you've had a loss that's going to take some time. But no, that was meant to happen to teach you about another gift and to teach you about standing up for yourself. And we can't wait to look at your chart because we feel like we'll have some insight for you. How other people see you. The 10 of Cups. They feel like you're doing pretty well. You're doing okay. What are you complaining about is what Celia just told me, Well, you look like you're doing well. Even though it doesn't necessarily mean you are. You could be going through a lot of, your own personal mind chaos. We sit and we focus on the past, and honestly, it's time to let that shit go. So he's like, let it go. You got to let it go. Oh, I left my door open. Hold on. I forgot Dave's still working. Not always used to him still being at home all the time. The Hopes and Fears card is the Temperance card. It is about finding balance. If you're having a struggle, call in Archangel Michael. He is always there to give you guidance, help, to show you. He is there to show you support. And the outcome is the 9 of Swords, which is, for this card, I always say, the 8 swords or the chaos, the little white bird is my Celia bird, and I have to get quiet to hear her. If my ego is strong, I cannot hear Celia. I have to get quiet. I have to set it out there and let it happen. The underlying energy is the 3 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, because you have been wishing on a star. You've put the work in. You know what? The Tower's coming. That cycle is ending because that energy is coming right back around for you to work on it again. And this time, Source wants you to look it in the face and say, this is not the treatment I am willing to take. I became it, I'm always an activist for my patients. And you know what? Whatever's going on with you, maybe it's a call for you to begin activism for that cause. Something from your childhood is trying to come back around. For you to see it in a different perspective. A lot of times we're wounded from that stuff from our childhood. It's funny because the card that wanted to come out before I even really got much shuffled was the card of the North Node, which is your mission in this lifetime. It is a little set of headphones on your chart, and it is your mission in this lifetime. It is one of the things you have come to heal, and we get the card of water healing, which spend some time in or near the water and make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And if somebody's not treating you right, lean back. Give them a little chance to miss you. Give them a little chance to not have your energy at their beck and call. Change your focus. Focus on the things that you desire, and then spend some time and get grounded. She says that is my favorite card in the deck. That's where Dave and I got married. So it's a great place to get grounded, put your feet on the earth, soak up the sun. And always, she said, always drink water. But, sometimes those things happen as part of our life mission. And sometimes those things are hard, and it's about learning to pull our energy back, because we don't always do that. Sometimes when somebody pulls their energy back from us, our natural instinct is to lean in. Why are you doing this? What can I do? What can I do to make a change? And you know what? Really, it's what's going on with them. And you know what? Pull back and focus on yourself. So, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Sorry, I had a little delay with the throat chakra activation. I told Dave it was weird. I was gonna go. I was gonna go today and go do a physical and get a TB test for a new job, but sore throat, can't go. I was gonna go last week, and a TB test takes a couple of days to once they do it to read it. So I was like, okay, I need to go on like Tuesday. That way I can have it read before the end of the week. Now, last week, my throat bothered me. Today, my throat's bothering me. So apparently, I'm doing this today instead. So, Cat Goddess, what do my ancestors want me to know at this time? Okay. And the first card you get is the card of leadership. And then you get the card of solitude. So it looks like it's saying you have to take a little time to be on this journey. And sometimes through this time, especially when you're going through an upgrade, you have to have a little. Sometimes we feel like we're all alone on this journey, but you're definitely not. No, your ancestors are right there with you. And you get the card of pleasure. And with that, sometimes it is a wandering path, but you know what? Make sure you're taking time to enjoy, have the fun along the way. Because honestly, the journey is the mission. Once you get there, it's like, now what? So just know that you definitely have a strong leadership mission for your future, Cat Goddess. So we hope that helps. Miss Shirley, can we get a card for you? And Richa, how are you doing today? Aliana. And Richa, we're going to get a card for you if he has any feelings for you. And so he says we're going to use the right before, Cat Goddess, right before I was doing this, I was editing the daily message from yesterday for the channel. And like, whoever was rubbing my arm is trying to still communicate with you. They are around you. They would like you to communicate with them. Now that you know they're around you, and we feel like some really strong feminine energy, like in your past lineage, that you can call upon them for assistance. Like, do you hear the chimes ringing? That's my mom. She's been gone for 20 years. I have another chime that's Celia. And different things. Like when my dad's around, I crave iced tea. Um, it's the craziest thing. When Dave's dad is around, I belch a lot. So if there's a symbol or something, you can ask them for a symbol to know when you're around. Like me and Dave will be outside talking, and there will be no chime, and I'll say something, and then the chime will ring. Like, and Dave's like, "Your mom agrees," or Celia agrees. She's on the other side of the hot tub. So, Richa, we're gonna get a card. About, does your person have feelings for you? You get the card of success, you get the card of compromise, and you get the card of communicate clearly. And with this, so he's like, look at the cards. And with that card reminds me of the Justice card, because you know what? We feel like you have a contract with that person. You definitely just have to speak clearly, and it's gonna be a success. I knew there was one more, she said. The romance card. So we would say that person does have feelings for you. So Aliana, does Spirit want me to look forward to this month? We're going back to the Sacred Destiny cards. And you get the card of protection. And the bottom of the deck is release, which is about, what do you need to let go of? And sometimes we feel like we're letting go of something, but sometimes the universe is taking things away from us for our protection. So just know that you're being very protected. If you feel like you need extra protection, call in Archangel Michael. He's always around to help. Barushka, do you have a question? Thank you, and you have a wonderful day. Yeah, Barushka, you can post your comment, please. Yes, we will get a card for that. You get the cards of blessing, flow, and fulfillment. So, and the bottom of the deck is happiness. So I would say yes. What would you like to do? Do what you love, and that will bring you the financial stability that you and you get the card of trust. What kind of job would you like? Um, Instead of focusing anything on that, because if you focus on that, you're just going to get more of that, because the law of attraction is a real thing and you get what you focus on. I would start saying, thank you, Source, for the blessings and favors that flow into my life. Thank you for your mercy and your grace. And be really grateful for what you do have, and that can change your words are so powerful. You would not believe. Yeah. Do you have a course? There's so many opportunities. What kind of teaching do you want to do? So he's like, what kind of online teaching? Here. Okay, we're going to give you a little homework. We want you to write a story on where you would like to be in 1 year. Write it down. You can send it to my email, brenda@brendaolson.net. And we will read it, because it's more powerful when somebody else reads it. But you putting pen to paper and focusing on only what you want. I would like to be in my own house in a year. I would like to be, self-sufficient. I would like to be, prosperous. I would like to be, I say the simple things. I like living where the green grass grows. And honestly, we live where it shouldn't grow year round, but it does. Want to know why? Because my words are powerful. I have a literal short that I did in the wintertime where I showed my neighbor's yard and I showed my yard. And the difference there is my words are, I love living where the green grass grows. So your words are powerful. Beyond what we ever are taught. So we hope that helps. And you know what? You can just put it out there. And you know what? I was talking not long ago, because I'm a physical therapy assistant, about getting back into that. And I had a previous employer pursue me. That's who I'm supposed to go do the physical for, to give me the job. But like, only focus on the things you want, write the things you would like about that job, the freedom it gives you. Hi, Angel 20. Yes, go ahead and ask your question, please. So he says we're going to go as long as my voice will allow. Okay. Will Victor call Angel 20 tonight? You get the card of enlightenment, which is about seeing it from a higher perspective, and you get the card of trust, which is both our cards of the evening. And Celia says, if you can get contact from almost anybody you would like by getting your energy really calm and focused. A little meditation's great if you listen to some sound therapy or look at a candle, and really get your energy calm, and then close your eyes and then softly repeat his name. Have you ever picked up the phone to call somebody and they called you? It's because they were thinking about you and it made you think about them. Same thing. So literally sit there and just say his name softly. Don't put a lot of effort into it. But meditation and get yourself in a good vibration. laughter is like a super high vibration, but like make sure you're in like a really happy, fun vibration. And then just softly call his name. Like, you may be surprised at how quick it can work. Because we are very telepathic and we just most of the time don't even realize it. So we hope that helps, Angel 20. And just know, if you're thinking of him, he is thinking of you. Because we are all very connected. So I think I have gotten everybody. So we are going to take a little break, and I'm going to go do apparently something for my throat. So we will maybe be back on later this evening. We hope everyone, yes, if you're thinking of that person's thinking of you, really. But also, if that person has pulled their energy back and you're leaning in, they can feel it. That's why it's like, do something fun, get in high vibration, and then just say their name a few times. And then just let it go and see, just don't effort. So he's like, don't effort, just make it easy. But yeah, definitely, if you're thinking of that person's thinking of you. So we hope everyone has a great day, and we will be back later. Bye.